Hi, welcome to Markets of Sunshine. This is Marcia. Thank you for joining me here today in my creative community and on my YouTube channel. Today is a 10-minute tip Monday motivation, and it's going to be all about decorating a glassine bag using book pages. And we're going to make a little note card and journal set to go in our glassine bag. So here is the sample that I've already made, and I want to share with you how cute this turned out and what I made to go in it. So first, let's take a look at the glassine bag and how I decorated it using book pages. And I also made a snippet roll out of fabric scraps, and we're going to make this glassine bag and decorate it together. So I pre-purchased glassine bags from Amazon, and I just went on there, decided what size that I wanted to work with. They have them in all different sizes, and this one is 5.5 by 8.25, and I don't remember how many came in the pack, but it was quite a few. Let me show you. This is what arrived, and I don't remember. Let's see. Okay, quantity. Haha. Let's see. Oh, 100. So yes, 100 glassine bags. Doesn't look like 100, does it? For a very good price. And just go on Amazon and you can look those up and you can buy them yourself. So these are great. Obviously, people use these for treat bags, like putting your homemade cookies or pre-bought cookies in. Food items, but they're also great for making and using them for gifts like craft items, jewelry, I mean just anything you want to put in here. So that is going to be your supplies. Let me go over the supplies list with you first. So you're going to need a glassine bag. Could be this size or whatever size if you already have them in your stash. Or if you have to purchase them, then you'll know, go on there and take a look and see what size you want. Okay, you'll also need book pages. What I did is I had my daughter's children's books, some of her children's books left over, and I went through and I tore out it was an insect book, so it was very colorful, very cute. I love insects. She loves insects, so we enjoyed this book very much. It was more like an alphabet book. I don't have the book right here handy to show you what the cover and what the name of it was, but it was really a very cute book. So I use these pages, and then I'm just cutting them down to make and to decorate with. So you'll need book pages, you'll need some words, so I used another book. And this is a botanical book as well, so I just come through here, decide which word that I want to use, and then I just cut out that little section. And then depending on how wide I want it to be, it could just be like at this poppy flower, I would just cut out this little section, but I'd cut the whole length and then decide, you know, how do I need to adjust it. So you'll need book pages, words from book pages, the glassine bag. You'll need a card blank, so you can use cardstock and make your own, but if you have card blanks you can use those. And these again just depends on the size of your glassine bag, depends on the size of your card. So I had to cut down the card to fit inside the glassine bag. So now this card is almost 4 7/8, and it is 6 inches. So your width of the bag, of course, obviously height matters as well, but so you'll need some cardstock blanks. You will need cardstock to make your little journal out of. And so what I did is I knew what size journal I wanted to make, and so I went ahead, and these are 4 1/3, and I believe it's 7 inches because my ruler is 6 inches. Yeah, 7. So 4 1/3 by 7 inches is the journal size that I made. You'll need a stapler. You'll need some paper for the actual journal pages. And then I just staple the pages in, so it's really simple and easy to do. And you'll need, more book pages to decorate the covers of those. You'll need some lace, you'll need some trim, a paper cutter, glue, possibly your sewing machine if you're going to sew like I did, and your distress ink and fabric. To make the snippet roll, you're going to need some fabric scraps, and you're going to need a fabric strip of muslin or some other cotton fabric. And I think that's about it of the supplies list. Okay, so let's look at this now and take a look at how I assembled it. Let's start with the simplest, and we'll work up to the ones that have the least amount of steps, and work up to the ones with the most amount of steps. So here's your card base. This one is quick and easy. And I just left like probably 1/4 inch border around the edge. So take your book page, cut it to fit onto your card blank, and then just glue it right on. Quick and easy, simple, done. You can ink the edges of the book page, you can ink the edges of the card. I haven't done that yet on this one, but I will. Next is your journal. So you'll have your little journal base. Then you're going to glue your book page onto the front, the same thing, just leave a little bit of a border. I've already inked the edge of this. Then get your pages, cut your pages, decide how many pages. It's completely up to you how many pages you want to put in it. Then staple it in. Just make sure, staple it as close as you can on the fold. Very quick and easy to do. So not a lot of time spent on that. And then now the glassine bag is the one that requires the most steps. So the first thing you're going to need is to cut a book page to fit on the glassine bag, and then stitch it down the one side, and then just glue the rest. Then make your snippet roll, and then you're going to sew it down, sew the whole snippet roll first. So you're going to have all your layers. You know how to make a snippet roll. If you don't know how to make a snippet roll, you can go back and watch my videos on how to do those. Very quick and easy to do, but I'm going to go through the steps with you here today as well. And then you sew down one side and then glue the rest of it down. Then take another little scrap piece from your book pages. I'm trying to use, like, if it's the whole spread of the book opened up, then I'm using both sides. If the size of your book is big enough that you might get it all in one page, but if you see, oh, here's an element I want from the other page, that's what I did with this. And then last thing is going to add your word, sentiment, whatever definition is onto your page. I've inked the edges of this, and this, and the bag. So all the bag has been inked. You can see through here. But I love leaving it, so now you can see this strip here I left on purpose, so that now when you put your items inside, they just have that shadow look. Isn't that pretty? So this is such a nice gift. So beautiful. Nice presentation. So this is going to a friend. Now let me show you the cards and the journals that I've made for today's project. Okay, so first we're going to look at the glassine bag. Here's a strip that I've already cut. This is going to be stitched down this side, and then I'll glue the rest and then ink the bag. Here's the card I've already made. Here's the note card, journal cover already decorated, so this one is done. Just has to be inked. This one is as well, just has to be inked. If I wanted to come in and add a word sentiment on this, I could do that. I'm thinking I might on this one. Now, the fun part begins with making the snippet roll. So I keep this little bag of scraps. It's just one of those organza bags. Okay, so here's my muslin strip. So I first have the muslin strip, and you want to lay it down, and you want to measure it and decide, okay, how do you want it to go all the way to the edge, which I do. And so then with your nice sharp fabric scissors, come and trim that off. And I've shown you these scissors on my channel before. that's the Fiskars Easy Action, and it's got the spring in here, so it's for saving your fingers and your wrists. And it does all the work for you. Now this little strip will be saved. It goes back into the bag. All right, so now all the pieces that I used, I'm going to show you. So the netting goes on top to hold all the pieces in place, because we're going to be using small pieces. So I want to trim off this edge here. That can be put to the side, can be used for a later project. So I just want to lay out all the pieces for you. Okay, this lace, so we're going to go ahead and take a piece of that. It's going to be the length of the muslin. And cut that to fit. Just a little tiny smidgen left. I'll just go ahead and cut that off the roll. Put that over for the being in the bag. Okay. And now we just, as a matter of, set this aside, taking our fabric scraps, and then I did use a wider piece of lace underneath the whole thing, but I'm going to just take the scrap pieces first, and we're going to lay those out. So it doesn't matter, don't worry about, so okay, next step, very important tip. Take a glue stick and then just run the glue down the middle of the fabric. So that is going to give you the sticking power that we need so that the fabric doesn't fly away and drop, and the minute you pick it up it falls and all those things. And then just lay your scraps down the center of your muslin. And we can, you know, layer on top, it doesn't matter what order you go in. Okay, so now, quick and easy, already have the first layer done. Okay, now we're going to come in and any places that you see the open base fabric, just come in and run down with your glue stick onto that. I'm going to go ahead and do it over here on this side. Just taking advantage of that stickiness of the glue, but it's not like the tacky glue. And then this, you don't need it. It can dry up real fast, and then you can take it right to the sewing machine. Okay, so let's see. Take this piece here. And it's okay that all these pieces are overlapping the edge. We're just going to trim those off when we're all done. Trying to use everything here, so I'm just going through it, picking out what I haven't used, and then if I have to start repeating, okay, here's the blue, then I will do that. add more glue where you need to put a little piece. Okay, very good. Now, we're not through yet, so we have more fun to come. All right, so now we're going to just take and trim off the little bit that is sticking out. We know basically where everything is, where we want it to be. Okay, so next we're going to add on, let me see, do I want to do it with this first? Don't really think it matters which way it goes. Okay, so that's my center. That's the short piece. That's not the one I want. Okay, now here's our long piece. There we go. Okay. Just hold that down and then cut straight across there. Okay. Alright, so there we have it. So that's a snippet roll, quick and easy, I think. And now gather all the little scraps, stuff them back in the bag. So I'm making little gift sets, and so I'm going to just use this scrap bag until I've used it up. Oh, I know what I forgot. Remove that. Okay, so the next is this piece here. Okay. All right, so we have to have the trim, and it doesn't have to be like centered on the piece. You can have it be, you know, but what I did when I went to the sewing machine is I did zigzag like right over it, but I didn't like the way it covered it all up. So now that I've made one, and then I see how it turned out. So I want to kind of put this like in a S shape. Kind of, sort of. Trying. Okay. And then this netting, whatever this mesh stuff is, on top. Okay? Alright, and then I'm going to get a wider piece of lace and then put it underneath the very base, and then I'll just zigzag straight down the center of this, and then one side will be on the bag and the other on the will be the paper. Okay, and then we will come back with our little book page and the words. Okay? Alright, so I'll go take that to the sewing machine and I will be back. Alright, and here's another 10-minute tip for you. Okay, so before we're going to take this to the machine and sew it, we're just going to flip over the pieces and we're going to put a little bit of glue, and I want to be able to ink the edge, so I'm going to come in just a little bit just so that I can see the edge. And then our fabric piece, okay, I already have the lace on the back, so I'm just going to put a little bit here. Sticking to each other. Okay, now we put this one on top. Okay, so now all we have to worry with is holding this piece together, but now this is in place, this is in place, so when we take it to the machine, it's not going to slide and run away with us. Okay? Alright, now I will go and stitch that together because I just wanted to show you that tip real quick. Alright, so now let's ink up before we glue into place. And I forgot that I needed to sew this first. Anyway, it peeled right off. Oh goodness. So I put ink on the little flap, and then I do around the little edge of the bag. And then I just go down this side, and then across the bottom, and then up this side. You can make it as dark as you want. Just want it to be a hint, a little kiss of ink. And then all in this middle section. I like to mix antique linen and vintage photo. There, that takes care of that. Now I'm going to use just a little bit of the wet Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm going to just come over here, put a little bit down here. Sticks pretty good to the glassine. Finger pressing it is fine. Okay, and then now I'm going to put a thicker, heavier amount onto the back of the lace. So I'm not going all the way out to the edge, if you noticed that, because I want that lace border. Okay, I'm going to pick it up from the two ends. It gives me better stability, going all the way to the top. Bring it down. Okay. I actually did this one a little differently than I did the other one. So now that I have the stitched, doing the snippet roll and put the stitching on there, I decided I just would glue this down, and I didn't need to stitch down that one side. But you can if you want to. There was no need to do that. So I did a little bit of zigzag and then a straight stitch, and then did a straight stitch down here. But as you can see here, the same thing with the stitching, it doesn't need it. So there you have that. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. So now let's pick out an image, a page, book page image, and a word. So now this is the scrap piece that's left over from the page, and I could come in here and just, you know, randomly put it, but it's just such like a plain piece of leaf. I don't know. So I'm thinking, okay, let's scoot this over. First I want to remove that white border. And I love that I wanted everything to be straight, so I don't want to just use my scissors and then start getting it all crazy cattywampus. Alright, now I never measured before to see, okay, how much do I want to center it? So on this one, it's like 2 inches from the top. So I'd have to come way up here, but then it's kind of like nearer, closer there. It really doesn't matter which way I angle it. I could put it straight here, like it's near, closer to the bug. I think this is a dragonfly. Do I want it straight? Do I want it sideways? Kind of trying to line up his tail with the line of the leaf. It just feels right, you know? So it's like, whatever feels right to you, then just do it. And this is a gift to a, you know, friend, so. I'm sure they will love it. Now, let's see. Okay, so since this is a botanical, there's not going to be a dragonfly word. And I believe the dragonfly word from the book, let me look, even though I like this aged look of the paper. Get this lace. I keep moving things from one side of the desk to the other side of the desk. But it's okay. Now, let's take a look here and see where we could cut off if there is any. You know, I want something that looks like a nice border. You see how this is like, you know, Morning Glory family, and then it gives you the whatever technical name. I don't know if that's Latin or whatever, but okay. These are about the bees. Beetles. More beetles. More bees. Ladybug. Butterfly. Metamorphosis. Looks like this is getting into more of the butterfly world. Insect. Such cute images. Aren't these so cute? Look at this. I mean, that's the perfect, like a stamp. Make a perfect stamp. More about the beetles. Okay. So, apparently, I don't know that I really took out a lot of the to do with the dragonfly. So this is talking about the dragonfly here. This page went with that. So I don't know where the other side of that page went. Here's here, so maybe that was what it was this page here that I've already taken and used. Okay, but this seems to be talking about this ant. It's a honeydew ant. Very intriguing. This book is so, it's so cool. Okay. So let's see there. All right, now let's just back to the other book. Okay, so I'm not going to find a dragonfly label. Ooh, could use, maybe I could use Daisy. I could use Daisy. I like that. Daisy family. Ooh, I like that idea. Yeah, let's go with that. Is there a dragonfly flower. Snapdragon. Ooh. Ooh, a dragon orchid. I'm learning all the kinds of things here in this book. Okay. Let's see. Where is that? Let's see. Here's the Snapdragon family, so I could use that. Okay, so if I can't find the dragon orchid, but we're going to go look for the dragon orchid first. Let's go look for that one first. Okay, kinda sorta looks like it's in alphabetical, but then as I'm looking, it's like, well, then again, it's kind of like all over the place. Snapweed. Well, let's see. Bear with me. Okay, back to the dragon orchid page. Where did I see you? See, now I won't be able to find it. It was on the appendix page, not the index page. Okay. Now, back over here. Okay, where was it? My eye just picked it up a minute ago as I was just scanning the page, you know. It just kind of jumped right off the page at me, but now that I'm trying to find it again to tell you so that we can pick it up and okay, I had to pause and come back because it was taking too long. So after I went and found it, I had already ripped out those pages and used them at who knows some other time. And so I had to go back to the Snapdragon. But this is cool. This will work. Okay. I want to just... So this, I want it to have that torn, edged look. That is nice. Isn't that nice? Yes. Okay, now. This has to have some inking. Alrighty. When I have delicate, and these book pages are extremely patina, it's a vintage old book, and I am not going to chance it of holding it and trying to ink it. It's going to rip. So I'm going to just lay it flat and then go to town inking it. Okay. Alright, so we don't want to cover up the little dragonfly. I like it up here. See, this is the thing I did before. It was like, but I see then it leaves too much space here. So that's why I had opted on that too. Do I want to do it this way? I like it this way. Actually, this one, because this is angled, this will be straight. This one was straight, so that one was angled. Okay. That makes sense. Does that make sense to you? Yes. Okay, now we're going to use just a thin amount of the tacky glue. Okay, and then this will go on straight. Just hold it down for a few seconds, giving that glue an opportunity to do its little job and start meshing and sticking into the paper, fabric, whatever's bag. Then you will get better results if you do that. Okay, oh, just gorgeous. Absolutely love, love, love it. Okay, now this card, let me see if I did that. No, on the other one, see, okay, so this one is too big to go in the envelope. That's okay, so I'm just going to put them together like this, but the little journal can fit into the bag, no problem. So now let me show you real quick like a bunny how to make the journal. So super, super duper easy. Just line up the edges, and you're going to individually fold each paper. First, individually fold it. And as you fold, then just tuck the other one into the first one that you started. Just pop them in one by one, but you're going to individually fold, and I just use the back of my fingernail. Okay. Lining it up top and bottom. They can use these as a scripture journal. They can use it as a to-do, a gratitude journal, whatever it is, they're little heart desires. Okay, now I'm going to come with the bone folder. Do my little journal, if I can get it to open. And as you can see, I've left so that when it closes, I mean, it's just like right on the money. Okay. Now you line it up just with your eye, top and bottom. Needs to scooch it over just a hair. Okay, get your little clamps, keeping it folded. Okay, now open it. Get your stapler. You make sure you have a stapler, and you make the journals so that the stapler will fit. Okay, so I've done these so many times I can do this like this in the air. Where is it? So that you can see. Alright, so I want to come down here. Okay, I'm going to turn it around this way. Okay, now the little clippies can come off. And we have our journal completed, and it can go in the bag. Oops, got glue. Ta-da! Beautiful, adorable. Okay, this is going to need some more glue. I will just put the stapler on that for a couple of seconds. Let that set, and then it probably won't pop back up on me, but if it does, I'll put more glue, and then I'll put the stapler back on it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Look at your book pages from a different view now, and your snippet rolls. Pick up some glassine bags. These are absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, super, super easy to make. I mean, you'll want to make a lot of them because it is just too cute and too super easy to make. So now, again, when you're going to make the note card, don't make the boo-boo that I made. First, make sure you measure the inside of the glassine bag, taking into consideration the stitching. Then you trim down your card base, then cut your book page. So this is so beautiful, and I'm so happy that I was able to get all that image. But you see, I could have cut it off here, probably, and then I would have cut his wing off right there. But this way, I still incorporated this whole full body here and those other ones. So anyway, and then for the little journal, I just went through my stash, picked out a lot of the pages and scraps, cut them down to the little small journal size that I wanted. So all of these, I have all these to make. And, you know, those will be as I get around to it. And then the note cards to match. So what I'm doing is I will take one of the little covers, and then I'll just pick another book page to put on top of it, and then it makes the set that matches. Okay? Quick and easy, so much fun. And I mean, just the possibilities are endless. The bigger images you could do for the note cards. This would be gorgeous on a slimline card. Think about that. Oh, wouldn't that be just beautiful? I can just see that. Or, you know, I could cut this whole, maybe probably this whole section out so I don't lose the B there. And then put this on the front of a cover. But I mean, this page is just so many possibilities. So I'm excited to make something with that one. So thank you for being here with me today. Stay safe, keep creating in the sunshine, and I will see you in the next 10-minute tip video here on Markets of Sunshine. Bye-bye.